Here's the debate. This is the real-world testing using the Ransom International ransomware setup.
Well, this thing started with some internet BS, right? The new SIG, the new M17.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Come on into the screen here.
Wait, stop. This was an internet discussion gone wrong?
Yeah, hey.
So what elevation were you at, and what was the ambient temperature?
Right.
I brought
it's
my
Arizona.
test strips. You can record all
There you
that.
It's a smooth trigger, man. It's a smooth trigger.
That's bone. Like I said, that's bone stock. We weren't allowed to make modifications.
Oh wow. Yeah, there's no slot take up. It's a dead full wall and then a real heavy long pull.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's like a little smirk out of it.
Yeah. Wait for it. Wait. Keep waiting. Keep going.
Well, that's done.
You came through, my friend, didn't he? Come through. These are
He
nice
came
sample
through.
models. They look good. They look good. So nobody will complain about, you know, these with that. I mean, that's a pretty sample.
Oh, they'll
good sample.
complain. You know
They'll complain.
You'll know this.
And it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Alright. So, yeah, we're just down here at Compass Training Center with John Stankiewicz. And we got Jim here with Able Consultant and Training. And they brought a couple of the P320s down, and John brought his Beretta down, which was a service weapon of yours, right?
Yes,
Bone
that's right.
stock. Bone
Nothing
stock.
done to it.
Okay, and we were just discussing what we're doing today, so we want to bring you up to speed. What are we doing? There was a lot of discussion online. I skipped you?
Well, Jeremiah, Handloader TV.
Oh, yeah.
all good.
So we're here with John, Jim, and Jeremiah. Handloader TV. And he actually donated a gun in here as well. And so we got the whole gauntlet of guns here. And it all started online with the discussion of, from what we're being contacted, we're being told SIG is making a claim that the new M17 is more accurate than the M9. I've not verified this claim or not, but I've been getting these phone calls, and then we had a good writer, reviewer call up and say, hey, are they more accurate, this and that, and has anyone done an independent test of it? And we're like, you know, that's kind of curious. We'd like to do an independent test of that. So Dwayne Thomason ended up contacting us, and he actually sent us an Ernest Langdon Beretta 92 M9 that we got here. That's actually an Ernest Langdon model. And he actually sent us a Ken Hackthorne Beretta 92 as well. And so just some history on the Beretta 92s here. This one's from 1995. It was a Ken Hackthorne gun. He sent it to Ernest Langdon. Ernest polished the trigger some. It's a bone stock Beretta 92 with a little bit of trigger mod for ease of pull. Ken Hackthorne actually trained Tier 1 with this gun, and he actually designed the IDPA patch with it. So that's kind of neat, kind of the holy grail of guns.
That's neat. That's neat.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then 2020, this is an Ernest Langdon fully gunsmith gun from Ernest Langdon in 2020. So you got two Berettas that are literally 25 years apart from each other. One's an early serial number, and we'll leave that for Dwayne Thomas to elaborate on what's the differences to these guns. And then we got John Stankiewicz's police carry, police issued Beretta 92.
That's it. Nothing done to it at all. Just
there
a
you
lot
go.
of trigger time.
A lot of wear and tear.
A little bit, yeah.
So on this side, you know, Beretta versus SIG. On this side, you got a heavy hitter as well. You got the M17, the SIG P320. Got the optic ready mount for the slide and everything. It has the M17 serial number. We're comparing it to basically commercial models readily available as well. So you got the military M17 here. What you got going on here is actually another M17 P320 NRA model, was it?
That,
Or was that one?
gun was actually won by a dear friend of mine. His wife won that at a Friends of the NRA dinner in Prescott. So
Fabulous.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Fabulous. Some good history there.
Super low round count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we actually got a P320 that's actually from the custom shop, SIG custom shop, stamped right on the slide.
Yep.
So we got a SIG customed P320 as well. So we feel like, and as you mentioned before when we first started discussing this almost 2 months ago, ain't that right, Jeremiah?
Yeah, we've been thinking about this a long time.
One thing you and I don't like is it's just one barrel, one gun, one ammo. It's a small drop in the bucket of comparison. we always say no barrel's the same, no gun's the same, no serial number's the same, and this is how did you put it actually?
Well, I mean, you can take the same gun and the same ammunition. You could take 2 consecutive serial numbered guns, put the same ammunition through them, and they'll shoot a little bit differently. So having just a sample size of 1 is
Really
always,
stinks.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough to draw any conclusions off this. But when you have a sample size like this, I think you can get a lot better feel for how the guns actually perform.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
It's
That's-
a potpourri of pistols.
Yes.
There you
pretty
go. I
up
like
to
that.
Perfect, Jill. And you mentioned ammo variation. So we're not going to test every ammo through this. We wanted to narrow it down to police and military ammo. So what we got is some federal ammo loaded to the military specifications. It's not commercially available, but it is true on what the military is running, and so that's what we're going to do the test with, to actually figure out which one is more accurate. Obviously, as you just pointed out, this is still just a small sample. Your gun may do better or worse, and truth be known, you said you don't expect a whole lot of variation.
I really don't, and I agree with Justin 100%. From one serial number to another, you can have a difference right off the assembly line. I think the bigger difference would come if we ran a whole, litany, different types of ammo through at different weights and so forth. Ammo will give you variance.
Yeah.
I think once we take all the human being out of it with your fine equipment, we're going to find out that, at these distances that we're shooting, I don't think we'll get that much of a deviation.
We're going to find out at
I'll
the
be dead wrong. Watch.
Well, you can tune it with the reloading. You can tune the
Oh yeah.
ammo to the gun, so I can go, okay, here you go. Here's my hand load for this, and skew all the results because I tailored that load to that specific fire.
That's absolutely correct as well.
And originally we were gonna have Handloader load up us some military ammo or some police carry ammo to their specifications. And he actually in bouncing back and forth, Federal actually stepped up and sent us. We contacted actually 2 ammo manufacturers. Both of them were very difficult to talk back and forth, and had some NRA meetings and stuff going on. Well, finally one of them come back around and they sent us some ammo, and we actually just had the other one come back around to send us some ammo.
Right on.
So we may end up doing this test again with some other lot LE ammo, but right now we're going to do it with the Federal. We may release another video with some other LE ammo, just as comparison for the top hitters, just so we can squish some of those questions.
There you go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Stock barrels with factory ammo, you can't skew that too much.
Yeah, and like I said, I'll leave Dwayne to talk some of these on these 2 guns, but the Ken Hackathorn gun has only had trigger polishing. It's 100% stock. This one is actually the only thing you can actually say stock on the Ernest Langdon gun is the slide and the frame. The IPA gun, IDPA, it's actually bone stock. Hence Ken Hackathorn Tier 1 training,
IDPA.
which was IDPA.
Exactly.
And
Going with your Bronx.
yeah, and then over on this side's all stock except for the SIG custom. So you got that as well. Dwayne wanted me to point out this Ken Hackathorn gun has been very well worn in, thousands of rounds, but it's not worn out. And so same with yours too. I can see some
Same deal.
wearing
Yeah.
on yours, worn in, but not necessarily worn out. I know this one's been shot quite a bit and worn in. That one's been worn in a little bit. We even have an X frame we can fall back on that you actually brought. So another SIG. So
yeah.
we'll be happy to throw that as well too. We have a fairly good run at the gauntlet of what
Yeah.
these things will do. We're going to go ahead and do a 15. We discussed 25, but as you
We're going
pointed
to
out,
do a 15? Yeah.
as you pointed out, it's a 7 to 15. It's from here to 10 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you're going to use
Most common
these.
distance used, yes.
Yes.
We will take the heavy hitters. We're just going to throw it at the wall, see what sticks, and then if we want to, we'll take the winners and stretch them out.
Okay.
And I wanted to mention, regardless who wins, what happens right now, these are both world-renowned heavy-hitting guns.
Absolutely.
Fabulous platforms. No matter who wins, they're both world-renowned guns, and it's kind of like arguing Chevy and Ford and who won on race day, right?
Oh boy.
We're
won't
opening
be-
a can of worms with this one.
We really
There'll
are.
be no controversy over this on the internet. What are you talking about? None.
It's gonna be fabulous, and we've removed all human error. My machine don't care. My machine don't care about
That's
the trigger pull. My machine don't care. This has been trigger mod. It don't care. It don't care about how it feels in your hand. It don't care about the grip angle, texture. It don't feel. It don't care about any of that. It don't care how the slide slams
Yeah,
around.
you're taking those variables out of
It
it with the Ransom
takes all that.
International pistol round.
Yeah, and as you guys may know, no firearm goes into service for military, FBI, or DOJ without a ransom arrest test. And obviously, there's many other things that go into that evaluation when you're going to evaluate a handgun, whether the mud test, trigger feel, slide lockup, how's it feel into your hand, how can they shoot it. A lot of things go into that, but one of those tests is a ransom arrest, because our machine don't care about any of that. It wants to know accuracy and repeatability. So that's what we're going to test today with the one federal LE ammo, so military ammo. So we're good to go.
We're happy to have you out here.
Thank you, John, and thank
Good
you,
to
Jim.
see you again,
And,
Mike, Hand Loader Magazine.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're excited to see how this progresses. And so it's a good plug. So
Good deal.
we'll see what sticks with some more ammo. But right now, today, we're going to use some federal.
Awesome.
Loaded in the military specifications, law enforcement specifications, not commercially available, but it is loaded to be a good representation of what they run out in the field. And so that's why we're using that ammo.
That makes a lot of sense with the M17 and the M9 and the military contracts associated with them. I mean, it's almost a no-brainer to run military specification ammo through them.
That's it. And so none of these are going to be necessarily tuned for that gun. It's a 147 LE grain. We know the SIGs run that. I know the Berettas run that. So we're going to be good to go. You could always tune these a little better with your particular hand load or whatever for your ramp or barrels, but this will be a good representation of what you're going to reasonably expect out of the guns. And like we talked before, regardless who wins, they're world-renowned guns. They're world-famous guns.
They are.
I love them both. That's why we're doing the test, because we're very impartial. We don't care. We love them.
Yeah, it's right up our alley, honestly.
We love all guns. We love all ammo. Not all guns or ammo love us.
That's the way it goes. That's it. That's it.
We're going to be completely independent on this. Machine don't care how the trigger feels. It don't care how the slide is. Some of these have been polished slide or whatever. It don't care. It don't care. The machine don't care. They don't care how the grip angle is of your gun. They don't care how it fits in your gun. They don't care about your trigger break, your free flow, the wall. It don't care how the slide's slamming around. The ransom arrest don't care about any of that. All it cares about is what is the repeatability of it, and from repeatability you can gain accuracy. So that's what we're going to test today, is all the repeatability of these guns, hence leaning towards what is the accuracy of two world-class models. Heavy hitting, kind of the holy grail of guns right here.
It really is. It really is. I'm super excited.
I'm so excited to help do this today, and we're going to have a blast.
My pleasure.
You donated a couple guns here in the gauntlet as well, and so we're gonna run her down range and see what we get. We're gonna start with a Federal American Eagle ammo. We're gonna do 8 rounds to settle the gun, and then we're gonna do 2 rounds of 8 as the group. Standard has always been, I think it goes back from the Will gun days, from five cylinder
rounds.
and 6 round
Yep.
to the standard is 3 groups of 5.
Right.
That has kind of always been the international standard for accuracy testing, 3 groups of 5. Sometimes I like to do 2 groups of 10 or even a 30-round group and call it done, because we can. But we're going to do 2 groups of 8. 3 groups of 5 is 15. We're going to do 2 groups of 8, so that's 16 rounds. We're going to use 1 group as settling. So we're going to discount the first. We're going to show it all on video. We're going to settle it with 8 rounds and then do 2 groups of 8. We're going to call that our measuring stick. Sound good to you?
Sounds great to me.
That's what we're going to do. And next time we're going to be out your range.
There you go.
We got
I
some
like it.
Ruger coming up. We got a few things coming
Ruger.
up.
I get some ideas for future projects.
Next time we'll be out at your
definitely
range.
working
Yeah, maybe out at our private range out there. But today we're out at Compass Training Center.
it. Beautiful place.
Yeah, we like the overhang, and
Oh yeah.
a little cloud overhang today. Hopefully it won't rain on us. But yeah,
Well, what do you say we
let's
get started?
Send it.
Sounds good.
Here you go. Here we go. Go. I give it a little wiggle just to set her in, make sure I'm on the beaver tail, And then you're going to do finger snug. You're going to keep the gap between the inserts relatively the same. You definitely don't want to over squeeze these guns. The human hand grip is not that strong, and these are just polymer. So just a snug extended finger. You can almost do a one finger snug on these, and you're going to be just fine. I give it a little rock and wiggle just to make sure it feels nice and steady. Remember, it's 2 clam halves. There's no way that gun's going to come out of there. You don't have to overhold this thing. Bring her down to battery. I'm going to remove the ECI. I'm going to go ahead and drop the slide. Okay, at that point, we're going to set the trigger. And I verified it's empty. The magazine is out. So we're going to set the trigger finger. Boop. I'll go ahead and operate on this side just for video reasons. Right there. I like on the remote, I like to see my visual gap there. We're gonna, yeah, that's a pretty long pull there. I'll probably bring it in some. Like that. Yeah, there we go. When I dry fire, I make sure it returns that trigger finger and stuff. That's very important. Here we go. Check snug one more time. All right, I'm going to use an empty mag, and I'm going to verify how it goes in and out of the mag well. I can feel a little drag, so I can tell my tension, even at that lighter tension of one finger, was quite a bit of tension. You can start feeling drag on that magazine. So I wouldn't go any tighter than that. All right, we got some American Eagle ammo here. We're going to use Settle the Gun. Just some nice range ammo. Sound good? All right, going, cameras on. Okay, we're on record. Eyes and ears. All righty. So we're pointing a little low. First 8 rounds?
Yeah.
All righty. Bringing it down to battery. Boop. Eyes and ears on. Clear down range. We are hot. All right. Everything's on record. Fire in the hole. Yep. Low and right, as we expected. And she's going to settle up on this next round. It's going to be a lot higher. Second round. Fire in the hole. Huh. Didn't move at all. Settled right away. Look at that. Right above the other one. Round 3. Of course you expect it to rise up and over 1.5 inches, and it don't. Round 4. Same hole. Wow. Round 5. Round 6. Up and left. Round 7. Back to the same hole. In round 8. Eight rounds. Settling. A little different at 25.
That's not a bad group at all.
Wow, that's what we got out of the police guns, the P320 police carries. Wow, we might
Maybe
be
6.
back to 15 yards splitting hairs. If everything is that tight at 15 yards, it's going to be a tough.
You almost wonder if that one flyer there is ammunition related.
It is. It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
And we'll see if this other federal does better. Oh my gosh, that's we should have been 25. We might have been second guessing ourselves here.
How do you actually line? Are you literally just eyeballing behind the sights as if you were the shooter to put it on the bullseye? That's, You don't put any laser in there or anything like that?
And in fact,
Okay. I was just curious.
yeah, here is this don't want to be on video. This morning, that was my first shot because that's where I aimed it at.
That's just you behind it and tightening
Yeah.
everything down where it's
Yeah,
at. No,
but then that gun settled back, whatever. Maybe I wasn't as tight, and it yielded a group like this.
so it's the same ammo.
No, this is a different gun. This is the
Different
one
gun,
that had
same ammo.
Yes.
same ammo.
Ammo.
Different gun,
Yeah.
same ammo.
Yep.
Right, because,
So,
you know,
but see, settling rounds, so you can't call that a group.
Right.
Because those are our first eight rounds.
Yeah.
Now, it's like I said before in the LE, Phoenix SWAT team was like, how many rounds does it take to settle? I can't believe you settled it on the second round. I was like, well, you're just talking to me.
Yeah.
You know? But
Harumph.
but truth be known, it can take 8
Sure.
rounds to settle the gun. It's just luck of the draw. See, I anticipated it to come up and over an inch and a half. I anticipated the second round,
based
third
on
round,
that, yeah, you
to
would
be
think.
on bullseye.
Yeah.
And instead, it didn't move. It's like, oh. So when you anticipate it,
Yeah.
it's like I tell my guys, and this be fine for video, but it's like I tell my guys, the results may not be what you expect, but you need to pay attention to whatever the results are.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be what you expect sometimes.
Yeah.
You can't dispute the results.
I've second guessed myself, like, oh, this gun's going to like the lighter grain. I
No.
did that with a Taurus,
Mm-hmm.
and it wanted the heavy grain, and it wanted the most inexpensive ammo you could possibly buy. I was holding an inch
There's a
at
bit of
15
irony there.
yards in the Taurus.
And like
Was that not funny, right?
Yeah, that the
And like
tourists
you were
wanted the
talking-
cheap ammo. That's a little bit ironic.
like you were talking about before, same gun, consecutive serial numbers, same ammo. There's never a guarantee to get
No, sir.
the same exact results.
No, sir.
That's why when you see people going, "What's the best, most accurate load for X gun?" Work it up.
Work it up.
Work it
Yeah.
up.
And a lot of people online will say, well, you don't need a ransom rest test to test your gun. The guns are inherently more accurate than you are. You just need to learn how to shoot your gun. You know,
Okay.
at 15 yards, I've had 4-inch groups, and I've had a 1-inch hole out of the same gun, just ammo. There is a huge difference. If I'm holding 4-inch at 15 yards, offhand, I'm 5 and 6.
Yeah.
I'm not looking so good.
I mean-
if I can get it down to an inch,
Yeah.
offhand, I'm 2 and 3. I'm not missing that soda cannon much. I'm looking like a wizard at the range. And they're going, John's then going, Mike, you can shoot. And I'm going, no, actually, you know,
Right today,
I'm 2 inches larger than what that gun can do right now. If
Yeah.
you only knew.
I have those days where I was doing some training and I was like, "Okay, I'm done." Did I hit the berm? Did anyone see what that?
the berm?
Everybody has a bad day, and you do need to know how to run your gun, obviously. But
Right.
you can't. There's something you can't argue with there.
Yeah.
You just can't.
And we actually started here with putting the big target down range.
Yeah.
And I asked Tom, why such a big target? And he's going, well, we're shooting military guns.
Ouch.
And so I thought that was funny, but
That is a hell of a first group there.
it really is, especially out selling rounds. So now we're going to change magazine. We're going to hang a little target on that one.
Okay.
And we're not going to pull that. We're going to see all the groups in that thing today.
Okay.
So let's do it.
I'm taking off. Heads out.
You stand there, I'll stand here, and we'll measure up. Got us, Tom?
Yeah.
All right, this is our first group of the SIG P320. This happened to be the American flag one on the slide. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Friends of the NRA dinner one. Impressive. I expected the second round to be up and over. The gun settles in the insert. Of course, when you expect it, it never happens.
Well, that's just your skills in locking the gun in and not over tightening it and all that, right?
Thank you for that, Jeremiah. We'll hope the rest of the day goes as wonderful. That's awesome. So, first 8 rounds, boy, just over 1.5 inches vertical that way. Definitely bigger or horizontal. That one round, just out of the blue, huh?
Out of the blue. Ammunition, I bet you.
Yeah, absolutely. Stretcher out center to center. 2.174. Yeah, 2.1. So just under 2 1/4. 2 3/16 is 187.5 left to right. Vertical, 7 of the rounds is within 1.5 inch 400. It's actually 1 7/16. So that's our settling rounds. We're going to leave that up there. We're going to demolish that target so it won't be left when we're done. We're going to hang this guy right here, and we're going to go to the LE ammo and give her a whirl. That